A mortgage loan just for Black borrowers. Let's talk about it right after this intro. Thanks for returning back to the channel. Let's get right into today's topic. All right, so home buyer programs are popping up all over the place. However, there's only two that stand out. Stay until the end of this video because I'm going to do a comparison and contrast about this program that we're going to talk about today and the Bank of America home loan program. All right, so the program we're going to talk about today is the Closing the Gap program, and it's by Legacy Home Loans. Now, just a quick history lesson. The owner of Legacy Home Loans, I learned his story and it was just so inspiring. He was the first Black realtor. Now, can you believe that? I mean, I've been a realtor for almost a decade and all of us, we take that for granted so much. But he did tell his story about all the hoops and hurdles that he had to overcome just to help people to buy and sell real estate. Now, this new program is going to be piloted in 6 cities, and those 6 cities are Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit, Memphis, and Philadelphia. Now, the way the GAP home loan program works is, borrowers will only have to put 1% down toward the home loan. Now, typically, borrowers need to put a minimum of 3.5% down with an FHA loan. So buyers will be getting a credit. So they only need to put 1% down. So typically a $100,000 house, people would be putting down about $3,500 for a down payment, but now it's just 1% with the GAP Home Loan Program. The GAP Home Loan Program also offers a free appraisal, and that appraisal cost is typically between $400 and $600 that comes from the buyer, but you're getting a free appraisal with the GAP Home Loan Program, a free home warranty, again, another $500 cost for, I would say, an average house at a size of 1,200 square feet. Yeah, the appraisal or the home warranty and appraisal is typically running you between $500 and $600. It just depends. All right. Also, the program is doing pre-purchase home buyer counseling. And so that is very important. I know a lot of times people think, or buyers think that, what's the big deal? I'm buying a house. I find a house, I put my money down, I sign my papers and I get my keys. But it's not that simple. There are so many different things to consider when buying a house. And I'll tell you, when I was working as a full-time realtor, I would always get first-time home buyers who would say, well, isn't this price too high for this neighborhood? Because I just saw a property around the corner sell for only $100,000. Why is this house $179,000? So I always found myself explaining that, those deals that you see online, first of all, some of these websites are showing properties that sold years ago, so the market price was different. But another thing is you have to consider if it was sold cash, conventional, FHA, VA. That makes a huge difference. If a property is sold on cash, that could have meant there was no furnace in the house. All right, there was no electrical in the house, so the person got a huge discount and they were able to buy it cash. But when you are financing a home, everything has to work and be operational. So that is the difference with buying with a home loan and with cash. I had to throw that lesson in there real quick. And you know what? Another thing, I'm going to put I'm going to give you a free first time home buyer's guide. So you'll see it in the description box below. Make sure you pick that up. Absolutely free. Right now, let's get back to the Closing the Gap program guidelines. Okay. Now, similar to Bank of America's program. All right, the Closing the Gap program, the guidelines are using factors such as timely rent, utility bills, and auto insurance payments. Now, these are some of the factors considered when you get approved for this program. It's unlike a traditional program where your credit score is the primary key and the primary factor. Now, if you're learning anything and you like anything so far, drop me a house emoji in the comment section, or, just let me know good info. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's talk about some differences in the Closing the Gap home loan program and Bank of America's home loan program. Now, with Bank of America's program, anyone can get this particular loan. All right. A lot of people were thinking it was only for Black people and Hispanic people. However, the verbiage actually stated Black and Hispanic communities, not Black and Hispanic people only. So anyone can apply for this program at Bank of America. Now, with the Gap, Closing the Gap program, and let me just say this too. Closing the Gap program, they came up with that name because they wanted to highlight the gap between home ownership among Black people and among white people. All right. So the difference is 30%. All right. And so that's the reason this program is called Closing the Gap. We need more Black homeowners. That's the reason this Closing the Gap home loan program is legendary. Now, another difference between Bank of America's no money down program and Closing the Gap, the biggest difference is that with Bank of America's, you can only buy in Black or Hispanic neighborhoods, but with Closing the Gap, you can buy anywhere you want. All right. Now, there is one small stipulation that you have to currently live within a certain radius. And I will put that up on the screen because I'm going to find that. But you need to live within a certain radius of a population that's 51% or more Black people. All right. So, but you can move anywhere. You could move in the suburbs. You can move anywhere you'd like. It does not have to be Black and Hispanic communities only. So that is what I'm learning a lot of home borrowers do like best about the Closing the Gap program. Another key factor and difference between Bank of America's no money down program and Closing the Gap is that with a Bank of America, they are considering your utility bill payments and all of that, and credit score is not a factor. Now, when they say though credit score is not a factor, that does not mean you can owe everybody all over the place, but you're going to go buy this home. All right. They're saying that, if your credit score has been stuck in the 500s, the low 500s, that you still have a chance. Okay. Now, with Closing the Gap, you do need a 620 credit score or higher. All right. So those are the differences there. That is all I have about the mortgage loan just for Black borrowers. All right. And I will continue to update you with more information as I get it. All right. Now, question for you. Which program are you likely to apply for and why? The Bank of America's no money down program or Closing the Gap program where you can move anywhere you want and you only need to put 1% down? Let me know in the comment section. Bank of America, Closing the Gap. Let me know. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm Katina Willis, and I will see you on the next video.